Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, and former mortician's assistant. Beware, beware. That might not be a phone jingling in your pocket. Join the Nevermorians for morning mischief and madness at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central. Your sense of humor is the only thing you need to wear.
Oh, almost caught me. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore for Monday, August 3rd, 2020. Holy cats, we're in August already. Well, we are now, I guess, almost officially two-thirds of the year, two-thirds of the way through 2020. Isn't that a relief? Anyway, hope you're all having a sensational Monday morning. I know I am. I've got my covfefe. I hope you have the beverage of your choice. And remember, as always, we want to thank Geek Insider and Rising Tide Publications for their ongoing support and sponsorship of the show. And thank you to everyone watching us on the rerun, or whether you're watching us live on YouTube or Facebook or the Rising Tide Network page or wherever, Geek Insider. As long as you're following us, that's cool. But if you show up live, you can participate in the conversation. Otherwise, enjoy what you see, okay? Anyway, I want to say hello to some cool people as they come on to the show here. Christian Basil, again with the countdowns. Yes, Christian, by the way, I use the one that's, according to Meredith, this service here, StreamYard supplied, and I got a copyright strike because of the music on it. So we're fighting that, though. But Christian shows the proper spirit as God is my witness. The Monday morning Morris monster shall rise. You got that right. We have got it going on this morning, and we're glad you're here, Christian. Don't forget the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS on the Book of Faces, and he'll tell you when, I'm sure, because it's awesome. It is a cool show. And good morning to you, Cassie O'Leary. Mwah, hope you're doing well. Been a long time. We need to get together sometime once we are socially unisolatable. Hope you are having a great morning. Good to see you. And as always, I found him again. My icon, my one, my only. There we go, my plushie. I love my Brian plushie. And I've got the Saints to prove it. Anyway, Joe McHale says, okay, why am I up so early again? Dude, the bigger question is, why are you up so late? Because I can't see you sleeping during all this. There's just too much excitement going on. You know, SpaceX, the astronauts landing a couple days ago. What was that, so awesome or what? Yes, and like for the first time in 10 years, we actually had two astronauts go up to the International Space Station on an American an American lift, and they landed in the ocean for the first time in 45 years. Probably the last Apollo mission, I would think. But anyway, Joe, it's good to see you every Thursday night at 9 p.m. and Saturday night at 11. Get ready for some after convention discussions, science, and other wacky things with Joe and his crew on Stupid O'Clock. Check out the Stupid O'Clock page on Facebook and on YouTube because it's awesome. Anyway, Jackie Lawson, there's my gal. See where she at? There she goes, and I don't see nothing there. And anyways, whatever you did, it's not showing up. Jackie, I love you. I hope you're doing well. And Sarah, you know I love you. Morning to you, darling. Hope you are doing well. And Christian Basil says, explain the dual hot dog pick in your opening, Brian. Okay, that was the person in that photograph with me is Andy Shaggy Cordy, and if you're an observant person, you'll notice that this photograph here is the same image. This was taken at the Salem Comic and Toy Expo last year. Yes, last year. Andy and I had done a book for Free Comic Book Day called Lab Rats. It was issue 4 from Empire Comics Lab. I wrote it, and Andy did a beautiful job of illustrating it. And it was a tale of horror involving hot dogs. And Andy got this idea that there was a vendor that was there was somebody selling hot dogs. He goes, "You and me, we gotta get a picture of us eating hot dogs," because that figures into the story. And so that's been my profile pic for the last year and a half, basically. I am so unimaginative, but Andy is brilliant. You ought to check out his stuff from EmpireComicsLab.com. And Jackie Lawson, beyond excited to share my website relaunch. Yes, please check it out and share. Fun stories and books abound. And that's authorjlawson.com. Check it out because she's an awesome lady. And I can't wait to see you again, hun. Many, many hugs and loves. And Carl Wisman, good morning, Sarah. And fireworks, I am triggered. Then self high fives. And Sarah says hello to Carl. Tyrone Tony Reed Jr., good Monday, everyone. Have a wonderful and productive week. And you will if you go to TyroneTonyReedJr.com. Great writer, great friend. Glad to see you, sir. Hope your morning is going well, my friend. I hope it is indeed. And Ted Davies says, good morning, all. And he's got the right idea. Drown your sorrows in covfefe. Rise above. Ride the wave, people. And I have a beverage of choice. Sadly, Sarah is not here yet. Oh, is it that roofie Sunday you've been telling me about? But anyway, I'm glad to see you here. I'm glad to see Craig Smith also. Craig, good to see you. And let's see, is anyone else I've ignored? John B. Pica, good to see you, brother. And David Atkins, good to see you, sir. Time for more discussions in the hanging tassel. That's right. It's done well. With your bartender Brian, who drinks more than he serves, I am a servant of all the people, young man. It is Cheers reborn with more laughs and conversation than on any Cheers episode, and no one yelling your name. Anyway, this we are the witness protection bar. No one yells your name, at least not your true one. And Cassie O'Leary says, I haven't gotten to crochet since April. Besides, washcloths have been sewing since then. Wow. But I hope you've been keeping busy and happy, and I hope you and your honey are hunkered down in the wilds of central Indiana. Hope you guys are staying safe. Bob and Doug returned to Earth. Did anyone tell them they missed Canada and made it to Florida? Asked Christian Basil. What you talking about, hoser? Anyway, yeah, it was. I saw that they pointed out that they sent up and sent back Doug, Bob and Doug. If you don't know who Bob and Doug are, you are socially behind the curve. Funny series of comedy skits from SCTV, and I still remember the music they did with Geddy Lee of Rush. It's like, well, you need some sheet music, man. No, I'm a professional. And Carl Winsman says Miss Carly Donna is not here again. She's taking to her friend to the doctor again. Yeah, Carl, she said she was going to do that, and she's a saint. She really is. Well, aside from the fact she puts up with you and some of her friends. Anyway, John B. Pica says, good morning, universe. Good morning to you, citizen. Hope your morning is going well. And it's going to be a busy day today. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, John. Yeah, because I know when you are busy, that means people are in trouble. So anyway, you're going to do your superheroics flawlessly. I just know that. And Bill Field, speaking of flawless, my ombudsman is here. Good morning to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. And Mary Hackett, who I love, sent you an email about a broken link I found in your newsletter. You're missing sales. Oh dear. Okay, thank you. I will check that out later, Mary. Thank you very much. I haven't checked my email today. So, Carl Wisman, I like to hang out where nobody knows my name. Yeah, I'm kind of getting that way too. And hey, David Atkins says, Bill Field. John B. Pica says, but tonight, the Diesel Punk podcast returns from summer hiatus to discuss alternate history theories about Hitler's Germany. Tonight at 9 Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Please join us. And John, if you can supply us a link, that would be awesome. And feel free to put that on the Rising Tide page if you would. And Getty, $10 is $10. That's right. That's right. I love that. I've heard the Getty Lee thing in years. I've got to find that again. I've got a craving now. David Atkins says, just from YouTube, says, just got reminded of how many deaf and hard of hearing individuals who have really been ostracized during the mask pandemics. Their independence relies on reading lips. Oh, I didn't think of that. That's an incredible observation, David. That really is. Yeah, there's a lot of us that have been, and I'm not saying me so much, but the collective us that this has been uh, more than inconvenient. It's been rather challenging, and from what I'm hearing in the news this morning, it may get a little worse before it gets any better. Even Dr. Bricks now, who my most vivid image of her is when President Trump was talking about this miracle chloroquine or whatever. I can never remember the full name of it. Hydroxychloroquine, expialidocious, and the president saying, "Oh, it's a miracle cure. Everybody's going to get. We're all going to get well. We're going to defeat this virus." And she's just kind of like putting her head down in shame that she's not throwing her shoe at him and telling him, "Show me some science, okay?" But anyway, Sarah says, "I'll only be on for a little bit, keeping an eye on my dad. Today is the visitation and funeral of his sister. On high alert for how he's doing." Sarah, please give that man some hugs from all of us, okay? And give yourself a few too, and inappropriate gropes too, just so you know it's us. Anyway, Sarah, love you, and if you need anything, you know how to contact me, okay? Ted Davies says, okay, all time to enjoy reviews, interviews, tutorials, and cigars on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe and be part of the journey. Yeah, I'm about halfway through your first one with Carl, and I just noticed you put a second one up. Ted and Carl here, our own people, have started doing some YouTube videos on the artistry of cigars. And I find that fascinating. I really do. I want to find out how to light one properly, and to enjoy it. Because I actually have a cigar. And yes, I know it's not the healthiest thing I can do, but it's probably one of the least unhealthy things I tend to do anyway. So anyway, please check out Ted Davies' artistry on Facebook, and also here on Facebook and here on YouTube. It's a fun show, and he's a fun guy. And speaking of fun people, I want to say good morning to Mary Dumas. Mwah, Mary, hope you're doing well. And don't you have a new project or something that's coming up, or an appearance? Please put that into the link so that we can enjoy it too. And Chris and Mackey, always a pleasure. Hope your morning's going well. And Teresa Dunn, mwah, glad to see you. And Amy Hale is watching with us. Mwah, Amy, glad to see you too. Amy Hale's Angels on Facebook. Also, author Amy Hale on Facebook and on the interwebs. So check it out. Check out her work. She's awesome. And speaking of awesome, there's facebook.com/Diesel Punk Podcast. That sounds like fun. Thank you for letting us know that, John. I really appreciate that. And Carl Witzman says, good thoughts coming your way, Sarah, definitely. Christian Basil says, hugs Sarah, with the courtesy of a reach around. Yeah, when courtesy has very little to do that. Lighting a cigar is probably the next show, says Carl Witzman. I look forward to that, because I've been like, this is going to sound terrible, and no, Christian, it's not a euphemism. I've been sniffing at the little stubby you left me after your visit during MichaelaCon, and I like the aroma. It smells good. It's got a nice little bit of acidity to it, I guess you could say. And I've like dabbed my tongue against both ends of it. Shut up, Christian. And getting just like a little feel for it and all. Christian, watch it. And Christian's probably like, so many straight lines, and he won't let me. Anyway, but no, I am intrigued. Because, like I say, I don't have much of a palate for wine. I like the sweet wines. I like the cheap ones too. Most of my proper wine drinking friends are absolutely horrified at my lack of wine snobbery. But coffee, I've got a good palate for, and I went and I developed it after seeing a lecture by an actual coffee buyer, and bought his book too on the subject. It was really fascinating. I need to pull that out and reread it. Shut up, Christian. And it's like I learned to appreciate coffee on a much greater level than before. And I expect something like this as a cigar. And if nothing else, since cigar smoking could figure into a character I may be writing one day, I'd like to be able to, you know, uh, you know, have an aficionado's appreciation of it. I guess is what I'm saying. And let's see, who else have we got? Okay, just making sure nobody else snuck in. And by the way, if we're live right now, if you're watching us live, and I have not said anything to you to show you how amazed I am that you showed up, please say something so that I can, because I would gladly welcome everyone. David Atkins says, "Hey, Bill, Carl, and Sarah, my one wish is that the fear, anger, and those who profit from it would be ostracized by all, and we can live by common sense and empathy for others. Many aren't." That is sadly true, David Atkins, but well said, sir. And good morning, Sir Brian, all of my author friends, Teresa Dunn. You are surrounded by friends, and I hope you're having a fantastic morning so far. And Tina McInnery, Tina, glad to see you, sweetheart. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for the boost on Friday with the Kickstarter. We unlocked another stretch goal. That's fantastic, and added a backer goal this weekend. I seriously have got to check that out. Tina, please post on Rising Tide and keep people posted on that. Okay. We endorse that. Christian Basil, a little stubby. I'll take things Monica Lewinsky said for $200 at Trebek. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, like I said the other day, Christian, I haven't found the proper humidor for mine, but and I do mean humid. But anyway, but no. Oh, and speaking of Kickstarters, if you saw the description for this program, if you are watching this on August 3rd, you have about 12 hours left, I think. It ends tonight. But one of my dear friends, Francesco, and that's when you are someone, when you can be described by one name, like Sinatra or Elvis or Madonna, or like in my case, I have that same thing too, where dumbass. Okay. So anyway, that's why I keep getting called. So, but anyway, Francesco has a beautiful design for a Kickstarter he is doing right now. Made in America. That's it. And let's see. Do I have a progress report on that? There's things I. Oh yeah. Molly Daniels and Cookie and I had lunch this weekend, and it's up there. And yes, yes. It. I think he's at $4,300 so far. I'm going to. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna. Yeah, you can see it on Francesco's webpage and on mine. And there we go. Yes, the Made in America. It's Made in America. Get it? And let's get a quick update on where he stands with that. With 12 hours to go as we're broadcasting this, he has exceeded his $4,000 goal. He's at 43.25. I would love to see him hit 400 by the end of this episode. So please, you'll see a link on the description of the show. If you're on like Indie Vent or Rising Tide or my profile page or on YouTube, please check out that link, and please pledge. You can get beach towels, you can get journals, which is what I'm getting. I love journals. With his amazing art, Francesco is so good, and he's also one of the nicest men around. He really is. And so I am delighted that he made his goal. And if he hits $4,500, he's got a stretch goal that he announced, but I can't remember. Let's see, can I remember? No, I can't remember what it was. Yes. Oh, if he hits $4,500, he's gonna provide stickers of his amazing work. So please check out Francesco's work, his very first Kickstarter, and he's kicking backside on it, and he's taking names, and he's taking those names and making them pledge, and I hope you'll give him your name and give him your pledge too. Carl Witzman says smoking a cigar is a little like making love to it, so you're doing it right. Ooh. So it starts out with Nevermind. Christian Basil, Brian is fueling my innuendo machine. It's gone critical. I hear the claxons now, and I hear the steam pouring from the seals. I really do. And Carl Westman says, yes, David, fearmongers are the worst, most assuredly. I agree with you, Carl. And we're seeing so many of them now on both sides of the aisle, as I call it. Everyone's being yelled at for paying too much attention to it or not enough attention to the My Sharona, Miley Cyrus, Peter pandemic. So, but we'll get through this together, friends. We will get through it together. And shut up, Christian, says Joe McKeel. Stop, Brian. Hot coffee and the sinuses hurts. Yeah, I understand that. I understand that. So, this may become our every time I open my mouth, that may become my mantra. So, and you need to get Christian on your show too. He'd be fun. And I know there's some Doctor Who people on there because they appreciated the fez and the bow tie. David Atkins says, I have been unable to get inspired at all. I kept trying and failing until last night when I dreamed of me drawing a dark image of an old black and white photo. It was great. Now I want to make it. There we go. And so apparently the key to David's inspiration is dreaming of himself. That's going to make some psychiatrists pretty rich one day. I'm telling you. But no, David, whatever gets you going, man. Seriously, in all seriousness, man. I'm glad you got inspired again. I want to see you keep going, okay? Because you got too much to offer. I nearly snorted my coffee when Brian said, "Shut up, Christian," too, says Carl Witzman. That may become a hashtag. Tina McKinnery says, Martha is in her last 40 plus hours and is trying to make one last goal too. If anyone hasn't checked out this Kickstarter, be sure to. Martha Schwartz is a darling. I love her. I need to get in on that too. It's for Seed Seekers, the graphic novel. Thanks again, everyone, for the love and support. I will see you all later on the recorded version. Remember, don't tell my boss I was here. Okay, so Tina, we must never speak her name on here, and we shouldn't tell her. Shouldn't tell her boss that the thing that gets her through the day is this show. The thing that increases her productivity and loyalty to the organization is this show. I didn't say it was her jobs organization, but hey, Joe McKeel, there's nothing common about common sense. Joe, yeah, I saw a meme recently that said common sense is so rare it ought to be considered a superpower. So yeah, I'm with you, brother. And Christian Basil says, I get under your sinuses and make it hurt. Oh yeah. And Christian Basil, dumbass, it's French, Brian, pronounced Dumas. Or yeah, it would be Dumas. Yeah, Dumas. Unfortunately, it's like a discussion that was on Stupid O'Clock last week with Joe and Carl and myself and our friends. That we've got Cairo, Illinois, where everyone thinks it's Cairo, and I forgot to mention there is a place also in Southern Illinois where they seem to take particular delight in mispronouncing names. It is spelled Vienna, or I may have mentioned it, but it's spelled Vienna, like Vienna, Germany, or Vienna sausage, but it is pronounced Vienna, and I pronounced it wrong one time, and I caught hell the whole weekend for it. I really did, because I was in Metropolis, and Vienna is only about 15 miles away. And then yesterday, I gave the wrong name to a nearby Indiana city, and I can't wait to tell everybody. I can't wait to tell everybody. That's hilarious. I'm like, it is. Okay. All right. Whatever makes you smile. And Cassie O'Leary has a link to Cassie's Crochet Connection. Check that out. And you can actually, I've been showing this off, and I know you are absolutely emerald with envy, and as well you should be. It's plush, and it has 2 points of articulation if you don't count the tassel. And much like me. Anyway, check it out. It's got the sideburns, the adorable back hairline, the khaki pants, the dark shoes, and I just look adorable. And a bow tie and a fez and everything, and glasses and googly eyes. It's fantastic. You need to own one. Contact Cassie O'Leary, and she can get you one. In fact, if you order one from her, chances are it'll come with my autograph. Woo! You can get Brian's autograph. Oh boy! And Joe McKill goes, "Oh, like Joe Dog. Yeah, I'm one name famous. Woohoo! Yeah, we got the Joe Dog in the house. Yay us! Truly, we are most blessed of all beings." And let's see. I think we got some more people snuck in here, like Cindy Kappa. We'll try to catch up so we can get to your comments. And Bill Sarton, glad to see you, sir. And Rick Bradley and Pops Van Zant. Gentlemen, good to see you. Pops, let's have a report on your show this weekend, CromCon 5. I caught a little bit of that. That was a lot of fun. David Atkins, fear should be for entertainment, not for gaslighting. The fear and hate of those who do not wear a mask is a small percentage, but worse is that they may have a reason they can't, and no one cares. I do care. I have a friend who has delicate sinuses and needs constant, airflow. Otherwise, she says she breaks, she has nosebleeds. That I get. Or some people may have anxieties about things close to their face. I get that too. I have it to a certain degree. But you know what? I wear a mask anyway because I don't know that I'm staying safe. I honestly don't. The only time I feel safe is in this. But when I go out, I feel safe for others. And it's rising tide. This is pure rising tide. If we all wore masks, um, I personally feel the COVID-19 would become a trivia question. And that and science backs me up on this. So that's my stand on it. And if it gets, to be honest with you, if it gets people a little ashamed that they aren't wearing masks because it violates their freedom, and I apologize to anyone who feels otherwise. I really do, and I can stand a conversation on this. But I personally feel that we need to try this because nothing else has worked. We need to socially distance. We need to wear a mask or some sort of facial covering. In fact, I saw Dr. Fauci last week said add safety goggles to it because your eyes are part of your sinuses too. So anyway, good morning, Nevermorians. Glad to see you, Bill. Hope you're having a good morning, my friend. Hope your weekend went well. Ted Davies, learn all things Brian K. Morris on this very personal, very human interview. Thank you again, Brian. It was a pleasure. Good sir. Sir, it was a pleasure talking to you as always, Ted, but being interviewed by you is a double pleasure. And I was very pleased with that. I don't drop the persona very often, but Ted was asking me some personal questions. And I am an open book to a degree. So anyway, I enjoyed it, and I hope you will too. Please check out Ted's interview with me on Facebook on the Ted Davies Artistry page, and I believe you've probably got it up already. You probably have it up already on YouTube. Please check it out. Also, check out my YouTube channel. But call it by the right name, Brian. Words mean things. Anyway, please check out my YouTube channel because we have recent episodes in a playlist of Nevermind the Furthermore, as well as Clever Title Pending that we hope you'll enjoy. If you like this episode, you might like the others too. Who knows? And it's more fun when you participate. Shut up, Christian. And so anyway, and I'm not talking about doing it yourself, Christian. Never mind, Christian. Anyway, but no, please check it out. And also, we have a couple playlists of music that we like. It is very eclectic, and if you like power pop and punk and electronic and classic rock and even classics and even a few funny things in there too, check out my playlist. I hope you'll enjoy them. Please, when you're there, please subscribe and give whatever video you're watching a like, because algorithms, and the more people that subscribe to my YouTube channel, the more people that like my videos, you're sticking it to the man. And you will cure the COVID-19 by doing so. Anyway, didn't he write the Three Musketeers? You're all witness. Yeah, maybe they think of me as Alexander Dumas. That's it. Yeah, Brian, you big Dumas. Yeah, I can see that now. And Pops Van Zandt says, "Good morning to you, my friend." And Facebook, Mojo Rising Comic launches tomorrow. Media Blitz setting up a show for tonight with the creative team and the team of Voodoo Nation. They have a cross promotion connecting covers. Get them both. Oh, excellent. Luke Stone and Travis Gibb, right? And anyway, Luke Stone will be returning to this show. Or not this show, rather, but to Clever Title Pending in a couple of weeks. And we're looking forward to that. We've got a couple of really good guests lined up for the immediate future. And, of course, I left my planner downstairs, so I can't tell you who they are. Don't have one for tomorrow, though. I haven't been able to get someone to pop in on me there. So we may do a little experiment tomorrow. We're gonna talk it out. But anyway, and yes, he did, Carl. He so did. And hashtag bring Cookie home. Thank you, Bill Sark. Appreciate it. Today, by the way, please send Cookie some love, because today is she's at her new job. Gotta tell you, she is already through her probationary period. You have to, at the new job, show a certain amount of skill in the job that they let you on your own, basically, and to and as of Friday, she passed all the tests, and which they kind of hope everyone does, but apparently some people find it a steeper learning curve than others, and I'm learning there's a lot of moving parts to this. But anyway, Cookie is currently at Cracker Barrel right now because she's going to be working a few days a week for a few months to kind of allow Cracker Barrel to bring someone in so that she can train, because Cookie's also a trainer there too, which is why they're going to miss her being there 5 days a week or more. So anyway, so she's working a pretty long day today. So yes, I will pamper her when she gets home. So anyway, let's get back here. Let's get back. Zip past everyone's comments, and I'm falling behind, so we'll try to catch up. David Atkins reminds me of when a car hit me. My wife was pregnant. I was angry and jumped out of the car to approach the driver, but she was in tears. It was an accident, not on purpose. I went back to the car. Yeah. Some things are beyond our control. You got to accept that. And Carl Wisman says hashtag catfisting. And if you want to know what catfisting is, ask Carl. Christian, you would probably like this. And also hashtag buttbeard. That was for you, Meredith Walkren. And let's see. Hey, Nevermorian, says Bill Sarn. We found out Friday night on Carl Wisman's Green Room show that we have a new hashtag. Catfisting matters. Oh, it does, especially to the catfish rather. It's a hideous practice. And definitely, Christian, before you say anything, talk to Carl about it, okay? Or Bill. Don't drag me into it. But anyway, and let's see. Yes, and Carl Wisman says Louisville, Kentucky is Louisville. Yeah, it's true. And Chicago, it reads Chicago, but it's actually Chicago. And it's funny because one of the first things I do when I go into a community is I try to find out how they pronounce things. For instance, we have one street here, Kossuth, and I wasn't sure if it was Kossuth, or what. And finally, once I made some friends here, I'm like, how do you pronounce that street? I don't want to stand out as an outsider here. I want people to think I've been here a while. And what was it? There was when I lived with my uncle in '77 in Newport, Rhode Island. There were a number of local terms that he made sure I knew how to pronounce. Like in Massachusetts, there is a town. It is spelled Worcestershire. Like the sauce, but they pronounce it Worcester. And in fact, Cookie, living up in the Northeast as she did for many years, she calls it Worcester sauce. Here at the house, Lee and Perrin's Worcester sauce. I'm like, whatever, honey. Yeah, I'll pick my fights, and that ain't one of them. Rick Bradley says, just because your car breaks down in the middle of nowhere and the surrounding woods look like they are breathing and the darkness oozes after you, that doesn't mean you're in danger, does it? Find out when you order the introduction to Rick Bradley's Eden Falls trilogy, Marvin's Night Out, available now on Amazon in paperback and digital format. There you go. There's the links. Check it out. And I hope your launch went well, Rick. I forgot to ask you about that. All right. And let's move on to the next comment here from David Atkins on YouTube. Carl, catfish fisting is that video of that girl grabbing catfish by hand. I refuse to fish like that. It can hurt. Those scales hurt. Rather use a rod. Shove, Christian. Grabbing a fish by them swallowing my fist is the same reaction Monk has. And I'm thinking more the reaction of Tony Shalhoub and the alien gal in Galaxy Quest, and Sam Rockwell's reaction was mine. It's like, that's just wrong. It is hideous. Hey, Brian, have you tried the West Point chill yet? No, Cassie, I haven't. In fact, because of the various lockdowns, I haven't even been out that way very often. I need to. It's one of those things. I know that the little shop has gone through several iterations, but no, I haven't tried it. I take it it's pretty good, right, Cassie? Rick Bradley says, come and check out my author page at rbradley42, and I hope to see you there. He posts some funny things and updates to his upcoming projects, and he has a website at author Rick Bradley. Check it out. And now he says good morning to us. Good morning to you, Rick Bradley. Hope you're having a great morning. Pops Van Zandt, I'd love to bask in CromCon 5, but today is a new day and promotions do not rest, and there is promotion there. But yeah, I'd like to hear how it went, Pops. That's the thing. Did it go smoothly? Were you pleased with the results? Ted Davies, Carl Witzman is a wealth of knowledge in all things cigars. Thank you, Carl, for all you bring to the show. Yeah, seriously, both of you guys, don't discount yourself, Ted. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot now. I'm liking it. And it was a blast. That's what I need to see. It always is. Well, cool. Pops, maybe next time I will be able to arrange my schedule if you'd like, and maybe I can contribute to it. And I am blushing. Well, almost. Well, Carl, with your beard, who could tell? And good morning, all. Eric Hawkins. Glad to see you, brother. Eric's been doing, check out his page because he's done an incredible superhero steampunk version of the Justice League of America that has me virtually in a state of arousal. It is that gorgeous. It is so good. And I think you'll love it too. So, and anyone just tuning in when I said that, I apologize, kind of. And Christian Basil said, Brian said, I'm an open book. Now all this spine licking makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going for the backside on this one. Shut up, Christian. And Carl Wisman, me either. I am monk personified. Yeah, and I'm the polar opposite, unfortunately. Unanalytical and emotional as hell. Cassie O'Leary, well, I got to get back to mask making. I hope everyone has a great day. Cassie, wow, so glad you were here. Hope you and your honey are safe and you're having a good day. All right. Please come back. We miss you. And please subscribe to Indie Comics Cast on YouTube. Definitely. And I'll come out tomorrow. Okay. All right. Sounds good. And Eric Hawkins, last of the domestic. The Zombieville World of Oz #2 is going out today. All that is left is international and the ones without addresses. Oh, those are good. Well, it's if they're not going to send you addresses, you can't mail them out. And here's the thing, people: when you subscribe to a Kickstarter campaign, when you pledge to it, there is a certain amount of time, and I've not been able to find that email since. But I'm told that after, I think it's 6 months or a year, if you do not contact the people you pledge to with your address and such, when they ask for it, then basically you forego the money. You don't get it back, and they don't have to send it to you. They don't have to send you the product. And that was the thing. One of my international backers contacted me after 6 months. They never sent. They were like, "Well, why don't I have my comic?" And I said, "Well, why don't I have your address?" And she was like, "Well, I thought you already had it." I'm like, "No." Yeah, it's like I never assume the other people have it. When I pledge to Kickstarters, even if I've done their Kickstarter more than once, like Eric's, I still send him my address because it's also easier for him to refer to it. So I would think. So anyway, check out the Zombieville World of Oz #2 when you get it. Oh my God, you are going to be so happy. Aside from all the swag you're going to probably get if you pledged sufficiently, it is an excellent comic book one. And it's taken the lead for best comic of 2020. And TL Shively sneaking in to say hi, Lynn. Mwah, my evil Lynn. How are you, darling? Hope you are having a great morning. Hey, Paul sent me pictures of your show this weekend, and you look like you were doing good. I'm glad. I'm proud of you. Always proud. And we can talk CromCon 5 and Mojo and Voodoo Nations. All right. Cool. And yes, I read Voodoo, not Vadu. Voodoo. See? I speak your language, Pops. But we can't do that tomorrow on Clever Title Pending because we're going to talk about creativity and everything behind it. So we may be doing a little experiment. We may be doing an experiment tomorrow, or unless I've got a couple of people that I'd reached out to about tomorrow, and we'll see what they say. And hashtag catfish matters, says Sarah. Oh, you came back for that. And Christian's like, gotta know about it. Anyway, Christian just heard the best retort for people who may not put the mask on properly or do that thing where they only put it on halfway. Quote, Putting a mask on improperly is no different than putting a condom on improperly. In the end, someone's screwed. Oh my god, that's funny. I love that. I so love that. Sarah says would rather use a rod. Yeah, I quoted it for Christian's sake. Oh, Christian, she's already turning the screws on you. So yeah, take a drink. Rick Bradley said I sold 13 digital copies and 11 paperbacks so far. That's fantastic. That's 24 more than I would have sold if I didn't do this. Exactly. And you see, this is a good thing, Rick. You have someone to verify this. I remember when I put out, and I think I know I've told this story before, but I had put out Bloodshot the Coldest Warrior on Kindle Worlds, and I expected to sell 100 copies. I had in my head that I was going to hit the average number of sales for a book right off the bat, and I sold 20, and I was crestfallen. I was just like, I was despondent. I'm like, oh my god, am I making the right decision? Should I really, maybe try to beg for my job back or something? And I told Cookie, I said, honey, I sold 20 copies of Bloodshot, in the first month. And she's like, really? That's great. And I'm like, what are you so happy about? And I'm telling all my friends, I don't frequently talk my numbers. Because, every time I talk the numbers in the past, you're going to have two reactions. One is going to be, you know, is that all? I thought you were bigger than that. And the other one end is like, oh my God, that's awesome. Which is usually not awesome to me. I'd like to be up in that upper end, of course, but I expect myself to do better. Or at least I try to. But no, Rick, that is great. And you're absolutely right. You'd have never sold those copies if you'd never gotten off your backside and written the book and done everything right. So keep promoting, keep working at it, okay? And change up your cover copy now. Because, there is a certain thing in advertising where you have to change the message periodically and rotate them, because if you don't, people get used to the message and they tune it out. And that's the tip for everyone who does this thing. David Atkins says, the older I get, the more I am seeing comedy lacking. I try watching Monk, Murder, She Wrote, and find I can't laugh no matter the joke. I think my autism has become worse as facts get in the way. Facts usually can screw up humor. So anyway, uh, you know, but give it time, man. Give it time, or find funny things. They are out there, man. Seriously. In fact, what is it this morning? I'm finally catching up on the comic series The Boys, which I think is on one of the streaming channels with Carl Urban, who I will watch anything Carl Urban is in. He is the only thing watchable in the new Pete's Dragon movie. Seriously. He's always fantastic. And for those of you who don't know, The Boys is by Garth Ennis and Derek Robertson, and it's a story of a group of CIA operatives with super power, super strength, basically, who are trying to keep a handle on the other superheroes who don't have who are basically enabled to do whatever they damn well please. And the boys are out to make sure that they don't screw up the natural order of things. And it's nasty, it's gory, and it's funny. It is hilarious. Uh, there are actual parts in there where I have laughed out loud, and it's well illustrated. The writing is very dark, very funny. If you like Preacher, you will love this. You really will. Or The Old Authority. The Authority was, kind of gives you a taste of what this is like. But this is like The Authority without any of the filters. So anyway, highly recommended, especially in the omnibus edition. And Dennis Lynch has joined us. Dennis, glad to see you here. Hope your morning is going well. Hope you had a great weekend. Craig Smith, good to talk to you. I went to fifth grade in Houston. My teacher insisted that "use guys" was something we Northerners say, and I had never heard that in my life. I only found out in much more recent history that this is a widely held belief in the South that "use guys" is a very typical phrase among Northerners, and all those years later, I still never heard it. Turns out this is basically a Jersey thing and endemic some of the more blue collar areas of Chicagoland. Yeah, and that's where I picked it up from, being aware of New Jersey culture and Chicago. And I always spell it Youse. Because that's how I've seen it in books and such. So, yeah, and that's one of the things we were talking about on Stupid O'Clock last week was, um, like regional language, regional spellings, regional pronunciations, which was really, really, I think it was a fascinating discussion. I really enjoyed the etymology of it. So that's one of the reasons I recommend Stupid O'Clock, because sometimes it gets real stupid, but it's fun. And a Rod drank. Carl, you're on it. And another one for that last statement of mine. And Sarah says, I got the newsletter yesterday, Brian. I always look forward to those. Everyone needs to subscribe. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. And if you want to get in on my newsletter, there it is. Please sign up. I I'm happy with it. And I get compliments on it every month. I have people that regularly write me and tell me I'm doing well with it. And I really appreciate that. I really do. And thank you, Sarah, for mentioning that. And I'm glad you like it. And yep, that's what Brian said. Ha! Yeah, I did. Yes, and if you are interested in my, oh, I thought I put that up there. Hold on a second here. Let me get that out of the way. All right, and okay, there we go. Oh, that's okay. Oh, that's what it does. Okay, and then it hides. Okay, anyway, we'll do this one. We'll do the crawl, and we'll get rid of this. Okay, I learn something every day, and whether I should or not. And anyway, we get past Craig's, and thank you for that comment, Craig. Really, that was really good. And Carl Wisman says we only say "use guys" when we were talking to a Southerner. It's like a joke or something. Yeah, and they probably cringe when they hear us talk about y'all, because there is a protocol to that. Like if I'm talking to you one on one, it's y'all. But if I'm talking to two or more, it's plural. Then it's all y'all. So anyway, that's the sort of nonsense I study to make sure I can blend in as little as I do. And hey, says David Atkins from YouTube, I use a large rod for going deep. Shut up, Christian. Shut up, Brian. For shallow, I use my hand because it is easier and more fun. Depending on what is biting, depends on the bait and what I use. My wife is laughing now. I'm cringing inside, and Christian Basil's skull is exploding. Okay, David. One big one for you. Hope it was good for you too. Anyway, as everyone flees in terror from David's innuendo, and that was good, David. That was really funny. Eric Hawkins says one thing I like about Indiegogo: they collect the addresses when you back a project. You don't need to send out a survey. That's very cool. Oh, I got one of my Kickstarter things this weekend. Mike Barron, fantastic, one of my favorite writers, wrote. I will love him forever for writing Nexus. Nexus is arguably one of the best science fiction comics, superhero fiction, science fiction comics ever created, between him and Steve Rude. And Mike is starting to write Nexus novels. And I got the first one with a beautiful Steve Rude cover painting, and it was autographed and everything. It was glorious. It was so good. I haven't started reading it, but I've been flipping through it, and I was like, man, I got to finish what I'm reading now so I can get to it. Sarah says, Carl Witzman from YouTube, Donna's favorite saying is, that's what she said. Maybe I'll surprise her and say, that's what Brian said. She'll laugh and not breathe for a while. I could see where that could become a catchphrase here. Sorry to say. Anyway, ooh, do it, Carl. Hashtag blame it on Brian. Yeah, Carl, do it. Hashtag blame it on me. And Carl says, you know that I will, Sarah. Yeah, I know that you will too. Bill Sarton from Facebook says, speaking of how to pronounce words, in pronouncing the word pecan, it is properly said pecan with a short A, not long A. Pecan. Okay, pecan. Okay, it's a southern thing from my childhood home in Cherokee, North Carolina. FYI, we also say supper and not dinner. Well, you say that because you're wrong. Anyway, no, I call it either one. I kind of think of supper anymore as like if you get it by 5 o'clock, it's supper. If you have to wait till 7, it's dinner. David Atkins says, "Yay!" Hashtag blame Brian. Join the crowd. Everyone else does. And yep. David says, Sarah Rick Bradley says, the boys on Amazon Prime. The first season was so great. Yeah, Rick, I saw nothing but praise for the boys. And if it's half as good as the comic, it's exceptional. And plus, all 6 of the omnibus editions of the boys are available on hoopla.com right now. That is where I'm reading them. And speaking of people that I like getting a read on, there is Jessica Johnson. Mwah! Good to see you as always, sweetie. Hope your morning is going well. Hope your weekend went well too. David Atkins says, now I am hearing that Life commercial and replacing Mikey with Brian. Now I want to see who remembers that whole commercial. I do. And in fact, I had to correct somebody on that commercial. For those of you who are too young to remember the classic Mikey Life cereal commercial, one, get the hell off my lawn. Two, it was about a fussy eater named Mikey. Um, and he is presented with Life cereal. And these two kids are like, you eat it. No, you eat it. No, you eat it. Which, take a drink. Anyway, then they give it to Mikey, who hates everything. And Mikey proceeds to chow down on this and give these kids a stink eye that no 7-year-old should be allowed to have. And that implies that Life cereal is so delicious that even Mikey will eat it. And it is. I like Life cereal. John B. Pica, the boys TV show departs from the source material, but it is a good show. Yeah, it's going to happen all the time, John. I mean, in terms of feel, look at The Walking Dead. It's departed quite a bit from the from what I understand. What little I've seen of it since the first 2 seasons. It's kind of departed from the comic book in so many ways. And not read the comic yet for the boys, but I'm going to have to. Yeah, Rick, I think you would love it. I think it would appeal to you. It's nothing I'd leave out for the kids. That's for one sure thing. And good one, David, says Sarah. John B. Pike, I recommend the Umbrella Academy show. Didn't like the F comic series, but the TV show is really awesome. I saw F comic and I thought you were putting an adjective in there at first, but the comic is I see it as kind of an acquired taste, which is how I find a lot of Gerard Way's writing. And yes, if you are a fan of My Chemical Romance, it's that Gerard Way, which is not his real name. Anyway, but anyway, I need to see the Umbrella Academy TV show. I haven't seen it yet. I kind of like the comics. Now, if you want to see some good stuff from Gerard Way, check out his Young Animal line on DC at DC Comics. It's a special imprint of DC Comics where they have brought back the Doom Patrol that acknowledges the original Arnold Drake, Bruno Premiani issues, while keeping the weirdness of the Grant Morrison days. It's really a good comic, and plus they have things like Shade the Changing Woman instead of Shade the Changing Man, and a couple other new concepts that I'm really enjoying it. I really am. Bill Sarton says, I have a question for you, Brian, and all the Nevermorians. I've been doing classic cartoon character theme warm-up sketches and don't have a cartoon character for today. Does anyone have any suggestions? Oh, have you done? Surely you've done Space Ghost. Space Ghost is one thing I thought of. Hey, also there was a Hercules. This is like early '60s Hercules cartoon series. I remember Channel 10 out of WTHI out of Terre Haute used to run it constantly, and I think Johnny Nash did. Who was kind of that semi-reggae singer of the late 60s and 70s. Johnny Nash did the theme song. Those are a couple of suggestions, but do you guys have any really obscure characters that Bill Sarton could illustrate for his Sarton Art 76 on Facebook, the artwork of Bill Sarton, where everything old is new again? Pop Sanzan, scroll down through the madness and I see your face 3 times. People do love to share. Well, that's okay. And I appreciate everyone that shares this broadcast and any of my broadcasts. I do appreciate you, and my acknowledgement of that this morning isn't working. So, but anyway, thank you to everyone who shares this show because, and Pops, the reason I do is that so many people like you use this show as a promotion vehicle, and I want people to the widest number of people to see it. I'm not in here for my ego. I'm here for sales. I do sell books, but I also sell things for other people, and that makes me happy. And if we got you an extra eyeball or two on your on CromCon this weekend, Pops, then mission accomplished. Okay, and if we can get Bill Sarton some people to subscribe to Sarton Art 76 on Facebook, or more people watching the Ted and Carl Cigar Show on YouTube, or pledging some extra money to Francesco on his Made in America Kickstarter, which, by the way, we'll check it. He would like to get to 4,500 within the next 12 hours. Let's see how he's doing while that's filling the screen there. And he's got 12 hours to go as we are recording this. He has exceeded his original $4,000 goal by $325. And thank you to everyone who has pledged so far. But I'd like to see him get another $175. So please check it out. He is offering all kinds of cool things. Plus, you can also just send $1 and as kind of an attaboy, or $10. But he's got various pledge levels like Abraham Lincoln. He also has a 12-pack of postcards ready for mailing and suitable for framing with his amazing artwork, and a booklet with the Made in America image on the front, plus let's see, drawn like one of my French girls' comic book size booklet, and pristine blank interior pages suitable for sketching. Also, the journal Squared, where it's an 8.5 by 8.5 square bound journal with 25 pristine blank interior pages suitable for sketching, collecting autographs, or anything your heart desires. And a custom rally towel, 15 by 18 full color Americana custom rally towel, a luxury beach towel, 35 by 60 heavyweight custom beach towel, and also various fun levels where you don't get nothing but the satisfaction. And also, he has a level where you can get the luxury beach towel and custom rally towel with bonus tote bag, because America, that's why. And signed and remarked limited edition of the Americana booklet, all kinds of cool things. Please check out that page while there's still time. You've got 12 hours to check it out. And so, David, Pops, that's what we do. We got a lot of people that share this message, and we hope you will too, Pops, and we do appreciate it. David Atkins, give it to Brian. He eats anything. Frank. And Rick Bradley, Homelander is a great character, horrible and evil, but such a great character. The actor is so good in the show. And quick good morning to everyone from Jessica Johnson. Mwah, glad to see you. Hope you and Lonnie are doing well and staying safe. And Jessica has a link to the Heroes for Kids out of Perrysville, Missouri page. Please check it out. I love those guys and gals there. They do such great work for the kids in the community. And Jessica also has a link for the Heroes for Kids Comic-Con, which will happen next year, I believe in April. And it's going to be a good time. The first one will be the first one. It'll be probably one of my first shows next year, because I've only got 2 shows that I'm sure of right now. I fully expect at least one of them to be canceled, and I've got another one that's been asking me about virtual cons. So it's like, so I don't know about that. And David Atkins says he likes it. He really likes it. Hashtag blame Brian. And I agree, Sarah. David is hilarious. He's on point this morning. And I enjoyed the extra link on your newsletter, Brian. It was a good documentary, says Bill Sarn. Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. What we do every month with the newsletter, my monthly newsletter, which, by the way, is free, so please sign up at Rising Tide 01. You'll see the address scroll across the bottom. It's a bit.ly address, so please write it out carefully. But anyway, one of the things was, I'm a big fan of the Panic broadcasts of 1938, The War of the Worlds by Mercury Theater, featuring Orson Welles. And Ray Collins, who was on Perry Mason in the 60s, so it's all kinds of cool. And John Houseman, who was on The Paper Chase. But anyway, the show has been redone many times by various radio stations, and the reaction is almost always the same, that people panic when they hear it because they take pains to make it sound like a real live broadcast. And in 1968, Buffalo, New York station I think it's BKW or something like that, 1520 on the AM dial, they got the idea to recreate it, but using local scenes, which I can verify because Cookie, my wife, is from Buffalo, and so I'm listening and I'm like, wait a minute, I know that street. Wait a minute, I know that suburb. I know that that place they just referenced, and it was so real. And they explained in the documentary, which we attached to the newsletter, that the radio station not wanting to repeat the the panic that ensued from the original 1938 broadcast, they peppered the entire area with press releases and news releases concerning the fact that they were going to be putting out a work of fiction. Um, but once it started, some people bought it. They bought into it, and a mild panic ensued. And the documentary was really fascinating. And I'm listening to the sequel, which was done like in 1971, 72, with many of the same participants. And they put their disclaimer way up front, so you'll know it. You'll know it. But it is fascinating to see how words can affect our audience, and even when some of them are in on the joke. I found myself listening to this, and I knew it was fake. I knew it was fake, but my heart is pounding, and the ending hit me like a gut punch. It really did. It was different than the original 1938 one. Please check that out. It's on YouTube. All right, but Bill, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I really liked it. I really liked it, and I hope everyone else did too. Thank you for that, Bill Sarn. Christian Basil, now I need a shower. Is Sarah still here? Oh yeah. And Pops Van Zandt is waiting for his Nexus too. Yeah, I just got mine Saturday, so hopefully you'll be getting yours soon. Sarah, I am still here for the moment, Christian, and welcome to YouTube. Yes, welcome to YouTube, where the viewing is a little bit better than Facebook, I will say. And please subscribe when you're there too. I would really like it. Oh, Christian, I maybe I mentioned it, but don't if you have that countdown clock that we're no longer using. Notice I'm using a new one. If you're using that other countdown clock that's in Meredith's files, or at least my files, at least, don't use it. I got a copyright strike because of the music on it. So, Phil Thompson, how long you've been using Publisher Rocket? Publisher Rocket, for those of you who don't know, is a program that allows you to analyze the market based on Amazon and Google in terms of finding keywords and SEO for your publications on Amazon. I've been using it for a little less than a year, Philip, but it has produced results. It's been a good investment. Eric Hawkins, Mike Barron also has an Indiegogo project, Florida Man, based on Florida Man news stories. Had trouble funding until banned on Reddit for associating with Comicsgate. Now it is 30K. Yeah, that's the thing about Comicsgate. Say what you will about them, they know how to back projects. Okay, it tends to be a bit more conservative than I like. Although I have friends in Comicsgate, which has already canceled me. I know that all right now. But I've also got a lot of social justice friends too. So but none of them are the radical ones. I will say. But fortunately, or we wouldn't be friends. I'll tell you that right now. I'm very middle of the road. But yeah, that's the thing. I will give Comicsgate. They know how to organize. They know how to get behind projects. And if you're looking to back your projects, come out as Comicsgate. In fact, I do know a couple of creators who are not Comicsgate. They are not conservative in the least, but they have attached their name to it simply to get that support. So, which I think is odious. But anyway, but yeah, it's a whole thing. We probably could do a whole show on it. John B. Pica says, Brian, how can I get the current edition of the newsletter? Well, John, you should have gotten it. I thought you were subscribed to it. If not, I can probably find a way to do it. Although one of my links is broken. I need to fix that. Carl Witzman, I need to write up a short story about two internet broadcasters whose audience talked them into an online con and then try to keep them online until they meet their doom. Hashtag IndieVent. That's my part of it. No, yeah, IndieVent was a really great experiment in broadcasting, and that's why I was glad to see that that Pop's event that CromCon went so well. I really, for a lot of reasons, Pops, I hope I hope your convention went well, and I'll call it a convention because that's what we got right now. But yeah, for IndieVent, and it's only because I love Meredith so much, Meredith Walkren, that I thought I was only going to do about 3 hours, 3.5 hours for the event, and I wound up doing what is it? I think I got my 3.5 hours done by Friday. And then we had Saturday. I was there up until, I think from about 10 o'clock when I was on The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS with Christian and his wonderful friends, most of whom have become mine. And then I got, I was on there all day until we had a lightning strike hit a nearby transformer and our power went out for 6 hours. But the next day I was there. Actually, I think I wasn't there about 2 hours. It's like, yeah, it kind of seized my life. I don't know that there's a few reasons I may not be as involved with the next one. We'll have to see. But anyway, yeah, but it was hypnotic, and it was like a siren luring me onto the rocks. That's for sure. Rick Radley, Bill, have you done Captain Caveman? Maybe Blue Falcon? Oh yeah, with the Scoop movie out, Blue Falcon would be great. Eric Hawkins, how about Chili Willy? He's all but forgotten now. Or Tennessee Tuxedo. Oh yeah, and Chumley, yes. Or here's Eric. If you're talking obscure, Commander McBragg, huh? You got it. And Bill said, done both. And sharing is caring, says Sarah. It is so true. I share because I care. And Harvey Bergman, attorney at law. How obscure is that? Or C Lab 2021. That's right, Christian. Good calls there. Good calls, my man. And Pop saying, I love the cross promotion. I do too. Pops, that's why we do it, brother. So every time I pop up on your screen, not only do your links get more views, Pops, but an angel earns his wings. And you don't want an angel to hit the ground from 20 stories up, do you? Yeah, it might be fun, but no, you don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want that, Pops. Carl Witzman, Bill Sartin, how about Velma from Scooby Doo? Oh yeah, John B. Pica, FI. The link to the newsletter in the scroll below goes to a 505 error page. Yeah, and I've got. I was told about that earlier, John. I will fix the links. I thought they were still good. But anyway, I will look into that, John. Thank you for alerting me. I appreciate it, brother. And Pops didn't say it. Mike Barron's Florida Man broke $30,000 and finished with 577 backers. Love that dude. Yeah, Pops, I used to be on his friends list, but we had an acquaintance in common who I think kind of talked evil of me. This is a guy who allegedly wound up stealing like graphic novels from his public library, so I don't feel too bad getting slagged by him. But yeah, I find Mike Barron I think he's a great writer. I think he's incredibly creative, and I'm delighted to see him still in the game. I really am. I so like his work. And David Atkins, Bill, Raggedy Ann and Andy is one. Wonder Girls, Wonder Bug, and Wonder Twins were my faves as a kid. And any of the cartoons from the Captain Caveman Hours series. There you go. Hey, try do it. Bill, here's one. Electra Woman and Diana Girl. Instead of a cartoon characters, give your spin on real life characters. David Atkins from YouTube says, oh, Bill, how about the entire cast of Wacky Racers? Loved Penelope as a kid. Oh, definitely. And Cindy Cap says, good morning, y'all. Mwah, Cindy, glad to have you here. Sorry we're running so far behind. You're probably back on the job again, but we love you. Also, don't forget CKOEPP.com. And while you're there, sign up for her newsletter if you please. And go to bearpublications.com or Amazon. Look up Cindy Cap, CKOEPP.com, and get her brand new book, Animal Eye. It looks amazing. And Bill Sarn says, thanks, getting some good suggestions here. I'll credit the person on the character I draw today. If you want to find out who it is, click on SarnArt76 on Facebook and like the artwork of Bill Sarn, where everything old is new again. Oh, you cagey promoter, you. Carl Wisman, Cindy, you missed the all y'all conversation earlier. And Mikey likes this too. And it's, if you go to Smashwords, you'll see my name. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you for taking care of me, hon. You are the best. And PM Brian for a link. There we go. And John B. Oh, I shot past everything. There we go. There we go. And hey, gang, I am now 248 patrons away from the goal of 250 patrons on patreon.com/impossibles. Check out the League of Impossibles, comic books, stories, videos, cosplay. It's got everything. Milk, eggs, cheese. It's everything you need to have a healthy breakfast. And Cindy Cap, this too, and it's Amazon for me. Cindy, thank you so much, sweetheart. You take such good care of me. And Philip Thompson asks again how long you use Publisher Rocket. Probably less than a year, Philip. Philip, we have a slight delay between when you ask the question and when I get around to answering it, because many people, I read comments and people expect an answer. So if you post something, please be patient. Although if you're posting from Facebook, I understand because I don't see everything from Facebook. But we do see Rochelle McCauley. Rochelle, mwah! Too long since I've talked to you, sweetie. Hope you're doing well. Miss you. I really do. And Rebecca Ann Chapman, Becky, mwah, glad to see you. Please check out Becky Chapman's creations and please put in a link to your stuff, okay? And Mark Leonard, Professor, always a pleasure to see you, sir. Hope your morning's going well. And let's see if I missed anyone. Robert Beatty, brother, good to see you too. Hope your morning is going well. And David Atkins says, need to get going. Got a ton to do today, but pray for me. Going to try making curry today. Oh, first time making this. Love experimentalization, but curry is not very forgiving. Here goes nothing. Yeah, that's true. I've made curry before. Fortunately, mine turned out well. What I like to do is I like to make curried rice, and that's I'm fond of the yellow curry powder mostly because it's a lot of flavor and a comfortable amount of heat, some spice, and I just when the rice is almost fully cooked, I sprinkle some in there and mix it in real good. And the curry flavor goes into the rice, and it is a treat. I love good curry. And Cindy Cap says, "Hey, Bill, how about good feathers, or is that not vintage enough?" And Bill Sarn says, "Y'all can have pecan pie if you want. If you eat all of your supper." That's right. And how are you going to have any supper if you don't get any meat? And gasps the syndicate. Robert Beatty, good to see you, brother. Who has coffee? The family and I started off at exit 76 Antique Mall over by Indianapolis and ended up in Louisville, Kentucky about 6:30 last night and ended up getting home at 3 in the morning Illinois time. Holy cats. Well, that's the one nice thing, though. You go from Louisville to Illinois, you get an hour back on the clock. You don't get an hour back physically, but it's a lot easier going to Illinois than it is coming home. That's for sure. Christian Basil on YouTube says, "Sarah, I'm in YouTube because I'm doing 3 things at once. One is Facebook. If I do anything in Facebook while Brian shows on, I can't watch the show." Well, we all want you doing it, Christian. We all want you doing it safely. So, Covfefe. And we ran out of coffee. Well, we're going to try to catch up now. David Atkins says, "I wish for everyone to give forgiveness to others. Give everyone a chance for empathy. Love extinguishes hate and revenge. Please spread a smile and help others find peace. Stay strong this week." You too, brother. You have a great day and keep us posted on your incredible creativity. And there she is, speaking of incredibly creative. Good morning, Nevermorians. From Facebook speaks Meredith Walker. Mwah, Meredith, hope you had a great weekend. And I saw that you are planning the next couple of indie events, and we'll see if you want me to be a part of it. Okay. And Bill Sarn, got to make my, it'll turn out like last time. I'll sign up for like 2 hours and then I'll be there like 6 hours before it starts and about 2 days after it ends. Bill Sarn, got to make my visit short this morning. I'm starting a new commission this week and have to do some research on it today, along with everything else. Vaya con dias, amigos. Well, Bill, stay productive, young man. You are the vision of productivity. I'm glad to see that. And so, why don't you hire ghostwriters? Says Philip Thompson. I don't need them. I don't need them. I really don't. This is part of a conversation that Phil Thompson, who is a very talented cartoonist, and I are having in private, and now it's moved into public. So, but no, the short answer is I don't need them. And as it is, I don't really have a good way to pay them, even if I did want to. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not letting some people use some of my intellectual property, such as Doc Saga. We are building that legend together. And in a way, they will have co-ownership of it, whoever participates in that. But there are a number of things. And I'm also sharing my Scarlet Trace concept with the artist Luke Stone. And also, we are doing things that my collaborators own a piece of it. But as far as ghostwriters, I have no need for one at this moment, and I have too much ego to let someone else use my name. I'm not. Oh, what's his name? Ah, just blanked out on his name. The guy that he's going to be writing a new series of shadow books, and it really distresses me. So anyway, Cindy Cap, if you missed Rising Tide's most recent newsletter, make sure you sign up for the next one. And there's the link to it. Thank you, Cindy. I hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed it. Pops Van Zandt says Mike Barron is not Comicsgate. He kind of giggles at all that crap. Subreddit doesn't like Chris Braley, or Bradley, however that's pronounced, and I apologize if I've mispronounced that. The campaign manager of Florida Man. Okay. Well, I can see Mike, although he is a lot more conservative than many creators, I can see him kind of thinking it's malarkey, and I do too. I think it had unfortunate origins, and has become a source of division. At one point, in one area, a source of division for comics fandom, and at one point, it's rallying people. It's kind of an odd little animal there. But yeah, and I think it's sad that we're having the Comicsgate conversation at all in a way, because Pops, I don't know how you feel about it. I just wish to God people just concentrate on making good comics, stuff that I can read. Because I look at a lot of comics, and I'm not just talking about independent comics, but newsstand comics, and I'm like, this doesn't even look good. This doesn't sound good. This I've read this story over and over and over before. At least Mike Barron, who's got a good sense of humor. I'm looking forward to Florida Man. I think that ought to be good. Pops Van Zandt continues. We had over 5,000 views, not counting the 100 extra shares, but we only got like 4 subscriptions to Indie Comic Cast on our YouTube. Trying to get people to subscribe is crazy. Well, Pops, are you subscribed to my YouTube? Because if you subscribe to mine, I'll get the notice, and then I'll go subscribe to that. How does that sound? How's that for a trade? And Meredith Logren, she's everywhere. She's popping in from YouTube too. All right, excellent. Rodney Fike, good to see you. Rodney Fike, Herbie and Bert, the old Warner Brothers mice duo. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, what is it? Cool McCool, created by Bob Kane for Saturday mornings. I remember Cool McCool and I had another one. Rough and Ready. Danger. Oh, yeah, I think you've done Danger Mouse already. I love Danger Mouse. And Rodney Fike said it. Let's see. Here we go. Rodney Fike. Morning, all. Just got back from the gym. Baby steals to get back in the swing. Okay, cool. So anyway, Rodney, it's good to see you, brother. Hope you are having a great morning. Hazm.com, Hazzum. And the Zon currently has Mindstorm at 84% off and Condemned Courier for 44% off. And go get one. No, get them both. Look for Cindy Cap on Amazon and pick up those 2 books. They are going to be amazing. Rodney Pike had a blast at CromCon 5 Saturday with myself and Sean Forney. Pops is the best. I like Pops too. I really do. And good morning greetings from the prairie from Mark Lerner. Mark, good to see you, Professor. Hope you and Lori are doing, and everyone's doing well. And let's see here. And Carl Westman says, hey, Meredith. And Rebecca Ann Chapman says, hi, Brian. And there it is, BC Chapman on Facebook, or Becky-Chapman.pixels.com. Check her out. Rebecca Ann Chapman is a great fine artist, great designer, and a wonderful lady. Love you, Becky. Mwah. Hope to see you soon. And Meredith Logren, letting you know that Christian's site had a little makeover. Visit him at thelegendofthetravelingtardis.com. Oh, cool. And I bet I bet someone was behind that makeover, were they not? Probably somebody who is waiting for the green light for their website too, I can imagine. And Cindy Cap is out of break. I'm sorry, hun, and we're 5 minutes late on that. I'm sorry about that. Go check out fantastic sci-fi and fantasy at Bear Publications, especially the newest vintage sci-fi adaptation, Worlds of Weinbaum, at bearpublications.com. Cindy Cap, mwah. Have a fantastic day. Remember, www.CKOEPP.com. And sign up for that amazing newsletter. Always a great read. And Meredith is sending some love to Carl, which she's letting us all gather the lawn chairs and we get to watch. Rick Bradley says, I'll also have a story in the anthology Tales of the Weird and Strange from Stormgate Press. Keep your eye out for this amazing pulp-style horror collection. Many great authors will be in that with me. That is cool. I didn't have a story in time for that, busy as I've been lately, so I'll get the next one. And who else is on YouTube? Hugs to Carl, David, Sarah, Christian. The cool kids are hanging out in the tube of you. Drink. Yeah. Actually, I'm out. I need to get some more. And Carl Witzman, this answer, if anyone asks if he swallows, yes, he's gulping right away. And Rick Bradley, I'm also going to be in the first ever Doc Saga anthology by Rising Tide Publications. Once that Brian guy gets going on, actually, I have started. In all seriousness, though, I'm so excited to see what everyone else has done with Doc Saga. It's incredible, Rick, and I'm beside myself. I am so going to be so proud to show that book off. And as it is now, we're going to get him out by next year. So that's the way it's looking so far. Eric Hawkins, Comic Gate ideals are fine. It's the pros that claim Comicsgate as their own and ran down other creators that give it a bad name and the simps that seem to follow them. I agree with you, Eric. And I'm seeing that in a lot of clicks in independent comics, that if you aren't one of us, you're one of them. And there is an incredible amount of backbiting and cronyism that frankly, I'm finding distasteful. And I'm kind of like distancing myself from a lot of it. There's some people that I dearly love, and I want to be working and playing with them forever because I love them, and I've told them so. But there's a lot of that I just wanted to pass me by. I just want to make comics. I just want to make people happy. And it seems anything with the suffix gate is always going to sound bad, says Rick Bradley. Well, yeah. It's true, but that's become the shorthand since the 70s. That's how we know it's bad. Maybe Ted and I could try a cigar and whiskey show for Indie Vent too. Carl Witzman, I think that's a brilliant idea. And Ted will light up 2 cigars and do a fire dance. Or not. I would pay to see that. And Meredith Logren says if he does that in netted tights, Phantasmagoria style, I'm in. You can do anything Phantasmagoria style, and I am so there. If nothing else, the Indie Vent, you've got to get them back. Seriously, I've started following them and watching their older videos, and they are an amazing troupe. They really are. And Ted does have a kilt. There you go. There you go. I think we've got going on there, just like Stacy's mom. And oh yeah, Rick, what about Pearly Gates? Yeah, oh, there we go. Yeah, there's something going on there. I hear there's a cult going on with the Pearly Gates thing. That's all I hear from those people. They got to go there and such. But anyway, that's what we've got so far. And we are going to take a little break here, if you don't mind. And even if you do, your hand isn't on the switch. Mine is. And so we're going to come back. So everyone's being naughty and see this? We're going to take care of that. We'll be right back in about a minute.
If you love comic books, you'll love ComicsPriceGuide.com, the world's largest comic book price guide. Basic membership is free, and you'll have access to an amazing message board with a fantastic community of your fellow collectors. You can also upload your comic book inventory and manage its value in real time. Learn more about your favorite comics with their database of over 950,000 comics. It's a great place to sell, buy, or trade comics. So celebrate being a geek and sign up for ComicsPriceGuide.com today. Looking for highly entertaining pop culture podcasts with high production values? Then check out the Journey into Comics podcast network at JourneyIntoComics.com. Nate Phillips and his crew deliver an amazing variety of downloadable podcasts on a variety of pop culture subjects. From comic books to entertaining with friends. From Doctor Who to professional wrestling. If you have a geek interest, the Journey into Comics podcast network is made just for you. For a complete downloadable selection of their shows, go to JourneyIntoComics.com. You can also subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Podbean, and Stitcher Radio. So, for an incredible selection of pop culture podcasts that consistently deliver insight and humor, check out JourneyIntoComics.com today.
Covfefe. The refresh that pauses. Anyway, yeah, we have a coffee pot on the landing, and we decided to keep it nearby. We've got a new coffee maker, but it's got a smaller container. We're still deciding if we like it or not, if we're going to take it back. But anyway, going back to Gates things, is that like Heaven's Gate, or is that Heaven's Can Wait, Rick Bradley? That's what I want to know. And Eric Hawkins says, hoo, 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 Lots of Zombieful World of Oz #2 showing to be delivered today, except for that batch that went to Minnesota before anywhere else. Strange, but they are now in Memphis. Oh man, is that media mail? From recent experiences with media mail, when I get my stamps.com account, I am never mailing anything media mail. I really am not. I don't care if you save money. But I want to make sure that one, I'm legal, because I think advertising can get you uh, can get you fined if you use it. I could be wrong, but anyway, hopefully they'll make it to their homes soon. Ted Davies is going to kill me off now that I suggested that. Now, yeah, but I'll give you sanctuary, Carl, for what it's worth. Cookie, I'll let you smoke, but as long as it's outside of the house. So, anyway, and it is media mail. It is on average 5 to 10 days. Yeah. I don't know. I mailed out everything for Spencer Spook first, like priority mail, and it's only a little bit, and that's probably one of the things that dinged me on the expenses. Otherwise, I'd have shared some with my collaborators. But I learned. I need to factor that in more accurately. I thought I knew what it was, but I was going by an old chart I had, so I was stupid. So anyway, this is how I learn. And the next one will be better. And I got to get working on your script too. But anyway, that's what we've got right now. And I noticed our viewership dropped significantly in the last few minutes. And I don't know if it's because I'm behind in comments. I don't know if it's because I mentioned Comicsgate or it's because I mentioned wearing a mask. So anyway, I've got to take notice of this stuff from now on, so I can say it more often. That way only the cool kids stay. And Eric Hawkins says, this is the only comics frame I've been able to find and affordable. Oh, from Books A Million. Okay, the frame, yeah. Bam, exclusive. Okay, I'll have to check that out. That looks interesting. Thank you, Eric. And Carl Wisman says, lots of guys have problems smoking in the house due to wives. I solved that issue. Second wife. There we go. Yeah, and you got a second wife that smokes cigars too. So that kind of works out really well. Good planning, Carl. You are a paragon of preemptive planning there. So anyway, that's what we've got. And like I said, tomorrow night on Clever Title Pending, we don't have a guest yet. And we'll see what happens. Of course, I could take a night off. Now, what am I thinking? Anyway, it's just not allowed. Let's hide that. Okay, there we go. And Eric Hawkins says, well, media mail is $2.80 versus $7. After packing materials, if I use first class, I would lose money. I didn't have that problem because I don't know about media mail, but does media mail, like when I mail it at the post office, they take the dimensions of the package I used into account, and since it was less than an inch wide, I got a break on that. You saw the mailers I use, which a lot of people poo-poo it. They're basically document mailers, but they are stiff. I mean, stiff enough that I should be telling Christian to shut up. They're really good, and I always seal them to prevent the elements from getting in. Plus, I bag and board the comic because I care. So anyway, let's see. Have any potential mates fill out a questionnaire? There we go. And we are available if you're desperate. And Eric Hawkins says, need a guess. Well, let me think about that, guys. I've got, like I said, I've got a couple feelers out already. And if they don't reply by later today, I might let's just get on here and we'll co-host the show, all three of us. How would you like that? And then I'll drop off and drink coffee and leave you guys in charge. How does that sound? I'm liking this. How does everyone else feel about this? Let's draft Carl and Eric into guest hosting the show tomorrow. Anyway, like you. Anyway, see what kind of great ideas I have when coffee flows through my veins. And I'm really liking this idea more and more of abandoning you. Anyway, here we go. And Carl Westman says, willing and able. You are, Carl. You seriously, I love having you on here. I really do. And a lot of people like you too. So, and Rick Bradley says, I got you if you need as well. Hey, Rick, can you guarantee your Wi-Fi will be good? That's the thing. And Eric Hawkins says, I use Gemini mailers made especially for comics. Greatly reduces any damages and can't be bent and shoved in a mailbox. That is, shut up, Christian. And yep, Meredith, drunk fest. It could be. It could be. I think Eric Hawkins and Rick would probably be the pure livers among us, and I do mean livers. And a lot of people like me. I must be doing something wrong then. Well, keep working at it, and one day you'll be like me. Christian Basil says, still here, can't get rid of me that easy as long as Sarah, and Meredith are here. Oh, I hear you, brother. I hear you. And if I want anyone to lick my spine, it's those two and you. So we might do this. We might have a gang hosting show, and we'll pick and choose the comments. How does that sound? Well, I'm working on it. I'm working on this in my head. I'm liking it more and more. And Jerry Strain has joined us. Jerry, it is so good to see you. Hope you're doing well, my friend, and you and your whole family. Good to see you, my man. Jerry Strain is a fantastic actor out of East Central Illinois in the Danville, Illinois area, and he's also gearing up to be Santa Claus again this year, and he does a great job of it from what I've seen. So very, very cool. And Carl Witzman mocks Christian with his laughter, and Gang Watt says, Christian Basil, we've got his attention now, and it takes so little. Anyway, Eric Hawkins says, what? I special order beer from the East Coast? How is my liver pure? I was a drunk at one time. Yeah, same here. I tell people that I use the old joke about I wasn't an alcoholic because alcoholics have meetings. I couldn't find any of them. Anyway, no, but my strength is as the strength of 10 because my heart is pure. You know what, Carl? I've made a decision. I have made an executive decision. I'm going to make sure I write it down, make sure I got Carl, and I got Eric, and I got Rick Bradley. I'm going to have you three on, and we're just going to BS about creativity. How's that? We'll read comments, and we will enjoy ourselves. It'll be a free for all. How's that? And Carl says, I'm a drunk every Friday night, and this Tuesday night apparently. Hey, get it on, Carl. Let's see what you do when you are drunk and on my show. That'll be fun. Anyway, but no, and maybe I'll have an adult beverage or two, and Rick and Eric can be our designated drivers. Well, Eric is just called beer, so that's fine. So Rick is our designated drunk driver. So anyway, that'll be fun. Actually, that will be fun. Thank you, guys. Seriously, thank you all, you three, so much. And maybe we'll drag in, volunteers from the audience too. This could be catastrophic to our combined careers. I'm really looking forward to it. So anyway, hope everyone's having a great day so far. We are going to be editing Teresa Dunn's book today and writing a script for another comic book that we've been hired to do, he said happily. And I actually, I've been going through this thing, as you know, through the newsletter of fascination with the War of the Worlds Panic broadcast, and I came up with an idea for a Doc Saga trilogy this weekend. So, but I've got two other novels I have to write before Cookie will allow me to do that. And if I do write these, I'm going to have to then do another book real fast. So anyway, we'll see what happens. And don't forget the perv. Hey, Christian, if you went in, you said the perv. I assume we mean you. Or are you talking the giantess? Anyway, Carl Witzman says, I have to post the photos of the gin I bought. Donna Carleen had a coupon if you bought 2 huge bottles of Hendrick's gin. Oh my God, yeah, and I told Cookie about that, and she's like, OMG, where's our coupon? Where's our coupon? Or the 5'2" giantess. Hey, you want on? You want on? And see, she was thinking the same thing I was. Meredith Walker says, wait, who exactly is the perv, Christian? Well, modesty forbids. Who's the one who brought up dinosaur porn? And no problem, Rick Bradley. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. And Pops Van Zandt, I just got roped into a weekly Monday night stream. See, that'll teach you, brother. That'll teach you, Pops. You hang around long enough and you get people to volunteer. Next thing you know, like you're like, wait a minute, I'm doing what? And I found I've had that too. So I take it as a huge compliment that they want Pops, and they're getting a good guy in you. And Carl Witzman, Purrs, Giantess, all are welcome to stop by. And Pops Van Zandt says, Indie Comic Cast on YouTube, Monday Madness. Check out the madness. And speaking of madness, also check out the Kickstarter that our friend Francesco is doing for Maiden, Maiden America. And with 11 hours to go as we are recording this, he's still at 43.25. Now he's made his $4,000 goal. But Francesco, a great artist, a fantastic artist. Please check it out, and if nothing else, share the message. I've got it on my page on Facebook, and also just send him $1, send him $10. Anything. Send him $200 and don't ask for nothing. He's got levels for that actually, but he would like to make $4,500, and if he does, he will be sending out stickers to everyone who gets a physical thing. And I think he's going to take care of some people electronically too. Shut up, Christian. And so please check out that. He's a dear friend of mine. I'd love to see him make that $4,500 in the next. Let's see, how far away is he? He is $175 away from that goal. I think it's doable. And so if you're a Nevermorian, if you're a regular Nevermorian, and I don't try to steer you wrong on things to support financially, please check it out. Please give it some love. And if nothing else, please share the message, all right? And let's see, here we go. Christian Basil says, less than 100 subscribers away from the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS hitting 36K. Holy cats. Please check that out on Facebook. It is a great page, and it's a great show. I look forward to coming back. And hashtag become part of the legend. Well, I am now part of the legend, and I couldn't be happier. And Carl Westman, I think I made Donna subscribe, Christian, but I'll check again. Jerry Strain says, thank you, Brian. I really miss you over here. Much love. Hey, Jerry, Cookie and I love you too, man. Seriously love you and your dad and your mom-in-law and everybody and your whole family. You guys are fantastic. You really are. Jerry, I'm expecting huge things out of you. I'm waiting to make sure that one day I'll be saying, I knew him when. I knew him when. You could be another Dick Van Dyke. Seriously. Pops Van Zandt, you can always drop those links in the madness, Brian K. Morris. Thank you, Pops. Seriously. And Pops, you're welcome to do the same on Rising Tide, man, because that's what Rising, we don't discuss it enough on here. That's what Rising Tide is about. Rising Tide raises all ships. And if I look out for you and I look out for Christian and Jerry and Carl and everybody on here, and you all look out for everyone, then we all get looked out together, and we all rise together. None of this all for one, and that one is in it for himself. And the thing is, I've seen the philosophy work, Pops, over and over and over again. Christian Basil says, taking care of people electronically is Michaela Jade here. She hasn't checked in yet. But she may listen later, so feel free to buzz her, so to speak. And her pocket might be, that's true. And hello, BM. Well, hello, Clayton Merwin. Clayton, good to see you. Clayton's an incredibly talented artist, and he's a good guy. I hope everything's going well. Been loving the art you've been sending out lately. Love the shadow work you've been doing. Holy cats, that's amazing stuff, dude. Seriously. And go to theartoftheheromaker.com as well as the Art of the Hero Maker on Facebook, and give that page a like, and support the work of Clayton Merwin. He is fantastic, and he's a good guy too. So we only surround ourselves with good people. So anyway, another drink. All right. So it sounds like we've got our guest host list, and what I may do is I'll post the link to get into the waiting area, and we'll see how many people we can crowd in here. And Meredith is like, "This is going on iHeartRadio. Let's talk about this, Brian." But we'll talk creativity. We'll talk about each other's creativity. And I'll let you guys grill each other, and we'll take questions from the audience, and we'll just make this a special event. But we also have some special events coming up with Luke Stone is coming back to talk about Voodoo Nation. And we also have Jen Thompson that will be appearing on the show soon, clever title pending. And she's going to talk about not only being a writer and a publisher, but also a show promoter. And I think we all could learn a lot from Jen. She runs the Indie Author Book Expo in various places. Peoria, Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, Des Moines, Iowa, and various other venues. And she was hit hard this year by the My Sharona Miley Cyrus event, the Peter pandemic. But she's bouncing back, and I'm proud of her, and I love her, and I want to see her get some love. And hopefully, you all will be there to give her that love. And also, we've got Jason Nugent will be appearing on the show, and Jason Nugent is a USA Today best-selling author. We can probe him. Christian, shut up. Shut up, Christian. We'll probe him, and we'll probe Jason, and he'll like it. About what it takes to become a best-selling author, and maybe we'll all learn something. Maybe I'll even put some of it to work. Who knows? And we are joined. And Clayton Merwin says, "Thank you, kind sir. You humble me." Well, Clayton, your friendship humbles me, and I'm so proud to be your friend. And your talent is undeniable. You are an amazing artist. I am in awe of anyone who can draw well, and and you draw exceptionally well. And Carl Westman, hashtag shut up, Christian. We may add that to the list of banners here. Let's see. Oh, that one. Oh, I took it out. Oh, dang it! I took that out. I had a whole bunch of my hashtags up there. So yay, Jason is a great guy as well. He really is. He is not only is Jason Nugent a super talented writer, but he's also one of the nicest people on this world. I'm so proud of him. I really am, because I saw him start out where he did, and he has bounced up into the stratosphere. I'm so proud of him. And the thing was, you'd have loved it, Rick. At the last SalukiCon, that was it, SalukiCon, late last year. Jason had just gotten onto the New York Times bestseller list that weekend, the start of the weekend. And so every time I caught him anywhere, I'd be like, "You're Jason Nugent, squee!" And I think by Sunday he was probably about ready to throttle me, but it was funny. Anyway, please join us for those shows. We're really excited, and we are lining up more guests that we think you will like. And speaking of people we like, Michael Burns is here. Michael, hope you're having a great Monday morning. Always a pleasure to see you, sir. And Andy McPhee, Andy, it is great to see you as well. Hope your Monday is going well. And Clayton Merwin says, "Been as busy as a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest." Yeah, my butt's been getting kicked pretty regularly too, Clayton, but doesn't being busy beat the hell out of not being busy? I'll take it any day. I really will, because I remember a time when no one cared that that I had some skills, and now I'm like I'm like you. That you are in demand, and I think that is fantastic, because you sure earned it, fella. And Christian Basil says, "You do know you could have a drink every half minute during this show." Christian, we probably have 2 or 3 people who have drowned, and it's because of us. And Clayton Merwin says, "Hey, Rick Bradley, how are you, sir?" And Rick Bradley says, "I remember that. That's where I first met him." Yeah, that's right. I remember you hanging out with me at the booth. And I look forward to SalukiCon resuming someday. They did have a January date, but the Southern Illinois University canceled all events up into next year. So that's kind of intimidating. And my first thought was like, what do they know that I don't? And now we're finding out if you follow the news. And Rick Bradley says, "Doing good, Clayton. How's everything for you?" I'm so glad. It really makes me happy you guys have formed friendships here. Seriously, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook, whether you are on the Geek Insider pages, and don't forget geekinsider.com, a great resource. And don't forget Wild One Forever if you want to see some great writing and some incredible blogs from Meredith Logren. She does a super job, and you don't have to be a gal to appreciate it. And it's going well, sir, and that's great, Clayton. We're glad to hear that. We seriously are. It makes us happy, and that's another example of the rising tide, right? So anyway, it's about 44 past the hour as we record this, and Cookie is coming home for lunch soon. Like I said, she has the new job, which, by the way, she loves. She is having a blast, and she has gone through her probation period early, and she now gets some overtime, which she has been looking for. Plus, she is currently keeping the Cracker Barrel job for a few more months, and I think until we can switch over our health care benefits, because there's a probation period on that, as anyone who works for someone else knows. And what else? So she's going to be doing double duty for a little while. So I've got to be a dutiful house husband, as you can well imagine. So I think maybe now's a good time to bid everyone a cheese fondue and return you to your day. And we want to thank, as always, geekinsider.com for their ongoing sponsorship and support of this show. It means everything to us. And also Rising Tide Publications. Please go to Rising Tide Publications page on Facebook and give that page a like. We're nearing 2,200 people because we post new content 2 or 3 times a day. And that's where you're going to get a lot of the news about us. And also risingtide.pub, where you can sign up for my free monthly newsletter. The latest issue went out yesterday, and I need to make a note about something. The newsletter goes out the first of every month. So Saturday, the new newsletter went out. We've got secret links, we've got news, we've got information on where we hope to be appearing. The rest of 2020 is a crapshoot at this point. Anyway, if you want to find out more about what we do, we also have some great news. We also have some great news columns by Meredith Logren and on the fantastic Terraform Comics, which I'm really excited to see come out. And also, which they should be getting some stuff out pretty soon, I believe. John B. Pica has a list, or rather a column on his creative journey. And also you can check out a lot of his links too, and Meredith's. And support all the links you see on these pages, these comments here, because these are people doing some incredible creative things, and support is very important to us all. I also want to give one more shout out to Maiden America, Maiden America, custom summer gear and journals all year long. And it features the fantastic art of Francesco. If you haven't seen it yet, if you like good girl art, he's the guy to have draw it for you. Anyway, he's incredibly talented, and he's exceeded his goal of $4,000. He's currently, as I record this, at $43.25, with 11 hours to go in the campaign, which will be about 11 p.m. Eastern time, 10 p.m. Central, on Monday, August 3rd. The campaign will end. You still have time to snag some really cool stuff from him, or even just send him $1 and push him just that much closer to the finish line, or share his message and maybe one of your friends will enjoy seeing what he offers. But he's $175 from that $4,500 goal, where Francesco is going to put in some really super sweet stickers. And I like stickers. I'm finding myself really liking them, and hope you do too. So anyway, we are going to be signing off the show, and Rick Bradley says, everyone take care and stay creative. Rick, thank you, brother, and we will see you tomorrow night on Clever Title Pending. And new items in my news and updates section at the website called www.theartoftheheromaker.com. Please check out the work of Clayton Merwin. And yes, he is hireable. He is totally hireable. I hope to hire him one day soon. We've got plans for the boy. Don't tell him. All right. Anyway, we hope you have plans for today too, and I hope they involve creativity. And I hope it involves also supporting other creative people as well. We appreciate your support. We thank everyone for giving this broadcast a like or a thumbs up on YouTube. Also, don't forget to go to our YouTube page and subscribe to the channel. We have recent episodes of Nevermind the Furthermore and Clever Title Pending, as well as a couple of playlists of music that we like. We hope you like it too. And so anyway, Alex Penland just showed up. Alex, hope you're doing well. Been following your exploits with great happiness at your success. Alex is an incredibly talented writer. Please check out her work on Amazon and buy several dozen copies of each one today. And I think I hear cookies showing up. So I think I need to make myself scarce. So anyway, everyone, thank you for being here. It's been a joy. We'll see you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on Clever Title Pending with our special guest, Poor saps volunteered. Anyway, Christian Basil, Rick Bradley, Eric Hawkins, and Carl Witzman. Maybe we can sweet talk Meredith Walkren into showing up too. So anyway, everyone, have a fantastic rest of your Monday. And we hope it is creative and filled with joy and happiness for each and every one of you. And as always, stay smart, stay safe, wash your damn hands, and never apologize for being awesome, because that's what the hell you are, okay? Everyone, have a fantastic Monday, and we'll see you on Wednesday, if nothing else, at 10 a.m. on the next edition of Nevermind the Furthermore, where you'll see excellence and perfection in broadcasting.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Okay, fine, be that way. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Publications and Brian K. Morris production. Member of the Comic Book Advocating Network and sponsored by GeekInsider.com. Become part of our show with sponsorship and advertising opportunities. For details, contact advertising at geekinsider.com or visit podcast.geekinsider.com. The Geek Insider podcast is available on your favorite app, so please hit the follow button and share it out to your friends, because if you don't, you might have to turn in your geek card.